Hey, beautiful boys and girls.
Hello.
We have survived Corona so far.
So far. I was glad you added this so far.
So far, and we're here to bring you another episode to get you through.
We risked our lives for you.
Life and limb. For all you men that are lucky enough to work from home, you can listen to us while you do so. Okay. I'm BD.
I'm Forens.
And this is Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
We have an episode for you today. I don't know why it sounds so smiley, because this subject matter is really serious and really frustrating.
Yeah, but there was a lot of like...
Yeah. There are funny moments. But the wider topic is very angering.
Yeah.
Sex for Grades. It's a BBC Africa Eye documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But today, what are we drinking?
What? You tell me.
I'm supposed to tell you in it, yeah.
I just saw little cute bottles that reminded me of like an engagement party.
They are really
shower.
cute, yeah. They are really cute bottles. Even if I do say so myself. I basically, quick story, went to Morrison's to get some alcohol.
You love Morrison's.
I love it. Yeah, it's a sexy Morrison's. The one in Collindale. Have you not been there?
No, it's not the one near you.
No. It's a sexy Morrison's.
Collindale.
It's on top of that Bang Bang.
Oh, the one with like bare lifts.
It's so sexy.
I haven't been in there.
So
no.
sexy.
I need to go to that Bang
brand
Bang.
New. Yeah, Bang
Bang.
Bang.
Not currently. Yeah, everything's shut.
When we're free, I'll take you.
Yeah.
So it's an Italian rosé sparkling wine. So apologies for the burps to come. So I was on the Harvey Nichols website looking at Fenty, and I stumbled across a wine section. Yeah, and so obviously I clicked on dessert wines because that's what I like. And there was like some lit bottles of wine, and they weren't all that expensive. There was some that were like £40, one that was like 4,000, which obviously I might have to give it a bit of a miss. But they were like, I would literally have said to myself, I'm gonna like go once this recession ends, I'm gonna go through like each one and like get one each time. They're quite nice.
But not the £4,000 because I
can't
can't match you.
My pockets be
I'm just saying that I can't match you.
That one would drink for a month.
Because you can bring that £4,000 wine. Tomorrow I'm still bring my £5 wine. So
anyway, let's get started. So, Sex for Grades. It is actually quite a recent documentary. It came out in 2019.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, 2019. Okay. Yeah. Better Times. BBC Africa Eye documentary. It probably is on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, I watched it on BBC iPlayer.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch it on either, but I watched it on iPlayer because I thought it would have the 10-second rewind. It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
No,
that's frustrating.
So I played myself.
It's an easy documentary to watch in terms of like the flow, the production and everything. But it was tough in terms of the subject matter.
Yeah.
It's got like 3.7 million views on YouTube as well.
Really?
Which makes me really happy. Yeah.
Pick up my people then.
Yeah, trust me, I was so proud. Not of the men in this, but of the women in this. So this documentary explores sexual harassment in universities within Nigeria and Ghana. Brap. And that's not to say it doesn't happen anywhere else. It's just that in this particular documentary, they're focusing on
But then I do also think it is more prevalent in those unis in terms of how easily.
I think it's they're more brazen with it.
But do you not feel like it's so easily, like, it's almost seen as part of the uni culture? Yeah.
It's like, you haven't been harassed?
Like, whereas here, if you're sleeping with your lecturer, that is like, it's whoa, taboo. What the fuck? Yeah,
I don't think I've even heard any, like, stories
No,
of that.
I haven't.
Yeah. So it opens up with a drone shot of Lagos, which I love. Like, I love when they do drone shots of anywhere, but particularly the
Lagos.
motherland. Yeah. We hear the narrator and the host of the documentary. We find out her name is Kiki Mordi. And she's, like, on the radio. Discussing the problem of sexual harassment with a male lecturer. And the male lecturer is saying that the challenge is a lot more than people want to acknowledge or take seriously. So, like what you were saying before, in terms of like, it's literally part of the fabric of uni there. Like people don't really think it's a big deal. It's like saying, for freshers, you go out drinking this freshers week. It's like, that's what we do. That's just what we do.
Yeah, we just sleep with lecturers.
Yeah, exactly. Which is madness. Yeah. Kiki tells us that when she was at uni, she was sexually harassed by a lecturer. And she tells us that it's been happening in West Africa for a long time, which I'm not surprised by. Like, I remember my mum telling me about being at uni and lecturers chatting to her, having her friends and saying, people used to do this and that.
And I mean, you watch all the like Nollywood.
I'm
so sorry, but like,
you know what team I'm thinking of?
Nolly Babes. Which one?
No.
Oh, you think you can graduate from this school without kissing my cock? Oh my gosh! And her face was like.
Dun, dun, dun.
Does she kiss the cock? We don't know.
We don't know. If you know, let us know. So we hear a caller on the line who is explaining how sexual harassers work.
You know, the thing about sexual harassers, they groom you. They take time to pick their victim. You know, and then wait for access an opportunity to strike.
And this is so accurate.
Literally, it's spot on to a T. There's so many descriptions they give here
Yeah.
that are so accurate,
There's
and
one
I'm so
auntie
proud.
that-
We're going to get into her. I was literally like, yes, sis.
Yeah,
and it was
honestly.
good because she's older gen as well.
Exactly.
Because you know, like these older gen, some of them be like, well, yes,
Yeah,
but
he's
the
a man,
women wear,
he's a man.
he's a man, and the girls will be wearing short skirts.
it's
So
true.
what do you expect?
I think those people are the weakest link.
Oh,
like the men
without
are
a
trash,
doubt.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But like as a
You
woman, like as
enable.
a trash sympathizer, you two are trash
Yeah,
by
you
association.
enable.
Yeah, literally, you enable.
Not even worse.
So Kiki says that academic institutions are meant to educate and protect our girls, but they've become a hunting ground for sexual gratification of men entrusted to teach.
Can you imagine?
It's just bare words that mean everyone is trash.
Fam, long story short, men are trash.
And then end of episode. So they begin their investigation. Like, it's a proper investigation. Like, Kiki's not taking this lightly. Like, Kiki is putting in work.
She's on crud,
She's
yeah.
on crud.
Everything about the way this investigation was handled was chef's kiss.
Literally top notch.
Top notch.
I
I couldn't
proud.
have done it better. I was
Exactly.
proud.
Literally.
Like,
I was like, yes, sis. Go, sis. Go, best
That's my
friend. That's
sis.
my best friend. Exactly. So they begin their investigation at the University of Lagos, aka Unilag. I feel like my mum went to Unilag. I don't know. I should have asked her before we did this.
yeah, a
before.
lot of people's parents went to
I bet she
uni,
did,
like,
yeah. It's a prestigious uni in Nigeria, and like loads of powerful and influential people went there.
It's basically like Cambridge, Oxford.
Yeah, exactly. We meet Awazi, who's a radio host and former Unilag student. Surprise, surprise, she tells us she was sexually harassed by a lecturer. And the lecturer asked her out on a date when she was 16 years old.
Yeah, so I feel like I need to just jump in here and just say, like, some listeners who aren't familiar with the educational system in Nigeria.
Yeah.
As someone who
was part of
so, okay, just for clarification, I went to boarding school, like, for a few years. But basically, in Nigeria, you don't get progressed through school by age. It's by merit. So it's by how well you perform.
If you don't pass, you don't
Literally.
pass.
So you could be, at 9 years old, you could enter secondary school. And then, because my dad, he went to secondary school at 9.
Yeah.
Finish, and then you could be entering university at 15. So he went to uni at 15
Yeah.
and started at 15. So there's no, like, if you're really, really smart, you could be in there 15, 16, 17. If you're going to uni at 18, it's actually considered quite late in
It's
Nigeria.
like, what happened?
It's like, what happened? How many times did you repeat? Like, and you can repeat at any stage. So repeating is like, you do the year again. Like, if you flop, it's not like here where you
It's
colour
crazy.
in the lines and they say, okay, right, next year.
And so when
No.
like international students come here and people like these Brits, I mean me too, I'm a Brit, but when the Brits start acting like, oh yeah, or because you speak with an accent, like you're dumb. It's
That
like
9 out of 10
people-
times these are people who are smarter.
There's words
than
that they
you.
use in this documentary that I had to do up Google
Fam.
because their vocab is better than
Fam,
ours.
they literally, the way they move like machines in Africa when they're like teaching you, literally, like, and you don't move on until
until you understand what's
literally
going on,
and they would
which makes
disgrace
sense.
you. Like, sometimes in the 70s they would read people's like end of year results and they'd read the lowest and they'd read the highest, so the top 3 and the lowest 3, literally. So it would be that scramble to not be in the lowest 3, even if you made it to the 4th. At least you were in the lowest 3, because they will read it and they will disgrace you, and then they will say like, oh yeah, these people are repeating because they didn't reach this.
Mad.
Fam, it's
If that's
crazy.
not enough to make you want to revise, then I really don't know.
I don't know what it is.
So yes, this is 16 when he asked her out. And it's actually mad because like this didn't actually surprise me, because I remember before I started going to Nigeria regularly again a few years ago, the last time I went was when I was 15, and I remember even at that time being 15 and having uncles be looking at me somehow or doing like SS or like trying
And
to
you
grab
must have
me
been
and something.
small.
I look small now.
Yeah.
At 26.
So
let
what-
alone me at 15.
Yeah,
looking like an 8-year-old.
And that's the
And
same.
they used to move mad.
Literally, that's the same with me for as long as I've known. And I don't know, that's another thing that I feel like is weirdly part of our culture as well.
Yeah.
The expectation that you will be moved to by men who are like double, quadruple your age.
exactly.
Literally. Like, it's so bad now that when guys that are like my dad's age move to me now, not that I don't think it's bad, but it's not like, oh my gosh, because
like,
I've been experiencing
Yeah.
guys that were older than my dad move into me, because when I was like 16, these guys were in their 50s. I've been experiencing that.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
like, oh, actually, you're quite young.
That makes a bit more
considering-
sense.
Yeah.
Exactly, because I'm older. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so mad. Awazi says,
Let's bear in mind that the age of consent in Lagos is 18.
Yeah.
that actually surprised me. Like, I thought the age of consent in Nigeria would be marriage. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was so surprised that they have like an
Literally.
actual age of consent. But yes, 18, which is nowhere near the 16.
16, that, yeah.
And like Florence was saying, like people get into uni at the age of 15, 16, 17, and that makes them incredibly vulnerable to predators, which is so true. It's so
literally,
true.
literally, because you're leaving your home, like, and everything.
Exactly.
It's scary.
Like the comfort.
And I feel like that on that end of things, that is where the West is probably a bit better, because like being able to go to uni isn't just about like how smart you are. It's also about, you know, your emotional and mental.
well-being. So Kiki is back. She tells us how this investigation took place over a year. They interviewed bare people. Like, it's literally legit. They've got hidden cameras, microphones that we see and hear a lot of what's happening as it's happening, which I appreciate so much, because it's like, I want to be there, you know? And I just said I was really proud watching this documentary.
And you must think about the body cams they must have had as well.
Exactly, like, it's good. It's really good production.
It's really, really good.
The investigation, the production, the shots, like, it's really, really good. Like, we're not talking Nollywood vibes here. Like,
no,
we're talking,
this
like,
isn't Nolly Babes.
Yeah, this is not,
this is real shit.
What's that? Blackberry Babes. Oh, yeah, baby, baby. Shine your eyes.
Oh, my God.
I love that song, I'm not gonna lie. So they designed masks for the women to wear, the people who are being interviewed, just to
What do you think those masks look like? Jabberwocky masks?
They look like, but they only look like Jabberwocky masks because of they were white masks. Jabberwockies don't have patterns on their masks, do they?
Okay.
They don't.
Oh. I need to Googs.
Jabberwocky, they just have the white face.
I just thought Jabberwockies, I thought they were all going to start dancing. Especially because one of the women was wearing all black, and I was like, are you going to dance? Literally.
Yeah. So basically, through this documentary, we start to like pinpoint these particular high offenders,
This is the juicy stuff.
So we learned about this guy. He is a senior lecturer in Unilag's Faculty of Arts, which I'm surprised there is a Faculty of Arts in Nigeria, considering how they go on about medicine, lawyer, dentist.
There's like fine arts. They teach.
I was really impressed by that. Not by him,
but
as we get into, but by that.
Yeah. And what else is he as well?
He's the former sub-dean, and also, brace yourself, he is the head pastor of a local branch of one church.
We've been telling you lots.
Guys,
never trust the pastor.
Go to episode 1, please, and then return.
Exactly.
I'm not even surprised with the pastor, because pastor in like them meant like
it means it's almost like it means nothing. It literally means nothing.
It's just a word.
It's just
letters next to each other.
Word, and it just comes with the clout. But
exactly,
they do whatever the fuck. Do anything for clout.
We see a hidden camera clip of him on the pulpit preaching, aka chatting shit, and we learn that his name is Dr. Boniface Igbenhu.
Boniface.
I
don't understand that name. Everyone named that, I'd never understand that name.
Because where did it come from? Like what's the origin?
What would lead you to put like Bonnie in front of face and then say, oh, this is a name?
And then why would you end a name with face?
Fam. But why do Nigerians do anything they do?
I'm surprised his name is not Victor. You didn't see a single Victor in this whole thing. So, Boniface, we hear how several current students and former students claim to have been harassed by him. Mm-hmm. And we speak to 2 of them on camera. They're wearing these ugly masks. We learn how respected he is, and they tell us that he comes across as a father figure who wants to protect you and help you through your journey in school. Now, where else have we heard that father figure line?
Oh, where could it be?
He said the same thing about Pastor Toby. Father figure.
Literally, this father figure, they love a father figure.
Sometimes just have a father, do you know what I mean?
Or don't.
One of the ladies says that the fact that he's a pastor makes you think that he won't do anything bad.
Yeah, never think that.
Which is like...
Pastors are human beings,
they're just human beings.
Like, not God, not Jesus.
They're just human beings.
They're men. They still have dicks.
It's like... And that is the primary thing.
Literally, and
that's what drives them mad. Kiki asks what kind of things that Boniface would do.
He would tell you to come to his office. He would lock the door. Sometimes he would want to grope you. Sometimes he would want to dry hump you.
I'm not gonna lie, when she said lock the door, they already lost me at lock the door, because that's holding me captive.
Yeah. Are you saying that you would leave at that point?
As in, when she said that's one of the things that he did, I was already like, he's moving mad.
Yeah, but we see later how he operates, but it's actually scary.
It's actually
like
terrifying.
It's not that I belittled these women's experiences at all, but I think there's something real about it when you're watching how it's done, and like I wasn't even in that room and I felt fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
It's crazy. You cannot lock the door. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, even if I was with my man and he locked the door, I'd be like, why are you locking the door? Like, we don't have kids.
Anyone.
Like, it's not like we're trying to hide from the kids. Why are you locking the door? Like, bro.
It's just anyone.
Fam.
Like, I'm sorry.
You are going to jail.
Honestly. Well, they're not, but...
Yeah.
So we hear one auntie who is like my favourite person on this
literally
thing.
We only see her once, but I love her so much.
We only see her once, but that's all we needed, because she really left her mark.
Her name is, did you write it?
I didn't write it.
Oluyemisi Obilade. Yeah,
she's a professor. a professor of women's studies, which makes so much sense.
I love her so much.
Yeah, honestly.
Do you know who she looks like?
Who?
She looks like that woman in Tyler Perry movies that always plays somebody's mama and is always dying of cancer and has to bring the family together before she dies.
Talking about.
So do you know who the woman I'm talking about is?
Yeah.
I'll post a picture of her and the woman.
I don't remember what the woman in this documentary looks like.
Yeah, but she's always dying of something.
It gets to a point where you're just typecasting it. So Auntie tells us that
sexual harassment is actually a naked abuse of power and betrayal of public trust.
And she continues, this is the bit where I'm like, yes, sis, preach sis, go sis.
It cannot be consensual because the power relation is not balanced. Somebody has all the power. The other person has little or no power.
Literally, I love
it's
this
bit.
bit.
And it's like, if you don't understand this, then I just don't know for you.
Literally, it's literally like when people say, oh, but they're two adults, but then it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is one is a lecturer who has power over this woman's life. Mm-hmm. The other person is a student who needs this lecturer.
Exactly.
And like, you see how much this affects the women who choose not to.
And this is the thing that I said, you can't confuse coercion for consent. Because it's like me basically dangling your grade in front of you. And it's coercion, saying like, kind of like, oh, you may agree to sleep with me, but only because you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to graduate. Literally, and that's not consent. That's not me saying I choose to sleep with you out of my free will because I want to.
And this is why when people get confused about like when you mask things up and like you present yourself as something you're not. Like, you're consenting to sleep with someone who they presented themselves as one way. You can't come and tell me you'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I'm not this. And then it's like that thread Aloni did where she was like, oh, I don't know if you saw it, but she was like, if a guy like lies to a woman about his feelings, is that like sexual assault?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Because I slept with you on the basis of this is
what
what
you were this.
Yeah.
So you didn't allow me to make an informed decision.
Yeah, literally.
I just don't get what people don't get.
Don't be confused.
Yeah, but Auntie, she really just preached and the doc could have ended there.
That could have been it.
It could have been it, and maybe people have learned.
But can I just say also, BBC, like, your subtitles are a bit anti-black. Like, it was very clear what you were saying, but then there's subtitles.
No, I had the subtitles on YouTube anyway the whole time, so I didn't know if...
I had them on because the first guy on the radio, I couldn't hear what he was saying.
I just had it on because it's easier when I'm like writing up the things.
Yeah,
so I didn't know if it was...
I kept them on, and then I was like, first of all, it's very clear what she's saying. Why are you...
This is a professor. She's not trying... She's speaking English better than you.
Literally, why are you coming to do different subtitles?
I hate stuff like that, man. That's what I'm saying. Just because someone speaks English with a bit of an accent...
It doesn't...
Suddenly you don't understand.
Literally.
So we learned that Unilag has a sexual harassment policy, which was only published in August 2019. So it's not even been a year.
Oh my gosh!
It's not even been a year that this has been
2019.
Published.
Are you kidding me?
And the university's been around a lot longer than that. If I'm saying that, my mum went there, which I'm not sure about, by the way. So in summary, it bans lecturers from making suggestive compliments. It bans grooming. And it also bans sexual contact, all of which we see demonstrated.
Exactly, in this movie.
Honestly.
There's no measures to stop from the university itself.
Honestly. So, next we meet our first undercover...
Our first Jabberwocky.
Investigator. We meet our first Jabberwocky, Kemi, not her real name. And she's posing as a student in order to see if Boniface exposes himself as the predator that he is. Of course he does, spoiler alert. So Kemi tells us that
I'm an angry Nigerian, a woman who is angry about the level of sexual violence against women.
Sis, I feel you.
I feels you. Because I'm even angry watching it.
I'm even like livid watching it, and I'm
never gone to uni now.
Exactly. So the first contact is Kemi approaching Dr. Boniface at his church. She's posing as a secondary school graduate. She's trying to basically get admission into Unilag and specifically into his department. And then they just sort of sprinkle into her storyline that her mother is widowed.
No, but you say sprinkle, but these things are key because it shows the vulnerability.
Exactly, but I'm saying that I feel like the reason they added that is because there's no man in the picture, which literally is just... I just feel like some men, let me not generalise, but some men, they don't actually respect or like women. No. Like, they're straight, so they enjoy having sex with women. But they don't actually respect women or like women, because you hear that there's no man in the picture, and now you think, okay, cool, I can have my way. Whereas if she had presented with someone with a dad, he might have thought twice because, oh, there's another man in the picture, and I respect that man. Yeah. Therefore, maybe I will pretend to respect you.
Yeah, it's just like when people say, she's somebody's mother, she's somebody's sister, she's somebody's wife. But she's a fucking person. She's actually a woman. Does it matter if she's somebody's this?
If she has no kid, if she's orphaned, so what? Does that mean it's okay for you to abuse her?
Fam, this is what I mean.
Just so driving. Like, literally, this documentary, I was like, I enjoyed it just because of what it achieved and stuff. Yeah. But, like, it was just so jarring, and like when you just see these views and these thoughts and these actions that are just widespread within bare countries, but especially like your own country that you're from, like it's crazy.
It makes you think that, like, obviously after I'd gone back this Christmas, which was like my first Christmas back in like I've never been there for Christmas anyway, so that was my first one. But obviously going as an adult, I was like, it's so much more progressive, but then watching documentaries like this, it reminds you that it's because you're talking to like-minded people.
Exactly.
So I'm talking to my equivalent in Nigeria. I'm talking to like people of the same like upbringing, whatever kind of thing. But if you go, the misogyny, the rape culture, it's all very it's still there.
Yeah. Kemi is also 17. She's not 17, but like she presents as 17.
And we don't see her face because she's masked, but from like what you can see of her body, I think she could pass for a 17-year-old. She looks quite slim.
Fair. But 17, if you remember, is under the legal age of consent.
Which is key.
So 2 days after she meets him at church, he invites her to his office for a tutorial. I don't really get.
Like, I don't understand the tutorial.
Tutorial
what are you
not
teaching
like when
her?
I'm not even in uni yet. So
fam, what are you teaching her? Like,
I don't get it. But we actually get to see this meeting and we hear it because of the cameras. And Kiki, which I love, like she's very aware of like the safety and everything, and they all have like all the investigators we see have like a panic button that
I love
press,
that,
and everyone's sort of nearby should anything go wrong, which it nearly does like several times. But so it doesn't take long for Boniface to move creepish, and it just reminds me of like, do you remember Love and Hip Hop, like Rich Dollars and Peter Guns and.
Creep Squad.
Like
he literally, I was like, he reminds me of those 8 baby girl uncles.
Yeah, he is. He is that.
That is him in
he is that.
in everything.
Fucking shoes on. He needs to put some shoes on. Fam.
Oh yeah, he's always shoeless.
So he asks Kemi how old she is, and obviously she tells him that she's 17, and he responds 17, and you look very big like this.
Basically, what he's trying to say is not big like fat, because we've already said that she's quite slim.
Like endowed.
But like endowed, like so it's basically like his way of saying you've got breast, you've got bum, like you know, you have a woman's body at 17.
And what is there any reason that any man should be saying that to me on like it doesn't matter, lecturer or no lecturer, like.
Even on a date, it's like going on a date and a guy. Imagine being on a date and a guy's like to you. It's not even the same scenario, but I'm just trying to say that it's just such an inappropriate thing to say. It's like saying to a guy, "Oh, I'm 26. Oh, you got breasts like this." Like, I would leave the date. Like, do you know what I mean?
So
what will your lecturer? Why should you notice that I have breasts?
And then another thing I think about the whole power dynamic thing, is that like you're my lecturer, but then also like you're my uncle because of the culture in things. So whereas like here, if your lecturer tried to get shut the fuck up, like blah blah blah, you
like even
mad.
but do you not remember how they talk to him the whole time, even though he's this sleazy fucker?
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, you can't even move mad because there's that layer of like culture on top of it as well. You can't even. You're being disrespected and you can't move mad.
But then this also just shows me how women are. I mean, obviously, I didn't need this to, but women are so badly sexualized because it's like I would never see a guy and the first thought would be like, oh, like you have a big cock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
those muscles.
Fam, do you know what I mean? But like for women, it's literally like you feel comfortable
and that's what I'm saying. That the men, they don't like nor do they respect women. You're literally an avenue to have sex with. That's literally, all you're
just a thing to them for some men, and that's.
And it's mad. It's so sad and it's mad.
Sad and mad.
Sad and mad. Kemi also tells us that he keeps saying she's beautiful.
Do you know you're a beautiful girl? Do you know that? Eh? You are not beautiful. We are very beautiful. You are a very beautiful girl.
She's 17.
There's literally no need for any man, like grown man, to be commenting on the way you look at that stage.
So of course the pastor mentions being a pastor, as if like me telling you I'm a pastor means you let your guard down and you think, oh yeah, like it's safe. Do you know what I mean? It's like literally that first statement where that woman said like they groom you, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know exactly the playbook.
So, Boniface, completely unprovoked, out of nowhere, says...
Do you know, and I'm in my 50s, okay? What will shock you is that even at my age now, if I want a girl of your age, 17-year-old, all I need is to sweet tongue her, put some money down, and I'll get her.
Sweet tongue her, and put some money in her hand and I'll get her. Sweet tongue.
And he says a girl of 17 years. He says 17 years. Can someone, if anybody knows what sweet tongue is,
tongue?
Can you please? I'm assuming he means like chat to her, but
I don't know if he meant sweet talk or like if there's a special kiss that we don't
know about. Fam,
hasn't made his way to the Europe.
Can I just say I'm not interested in the sweet tongue tonguing of any sort. Please keep
You
that.
keep your tongue, I'll keep my tongue.
Literally, let's keep it in this, especially in this corona environment. Let's keep our tongues to ourselves.
He's speaking to a 17-year-old.
And he's basically saying,
a 17-year-old that came to you for uni advice.
Fam.
Like.
And you're basically saying you can sweet tongue her and give her money and that's that.
And get her, that's all. So not only are you disrespecting me.
But you're actually just.
But you're disrespecting me.
So not only, but not only.
Not only.
And in conclusion.
Conclusion. Honestly.
Oh,
I'm so mad. We're not even halfway, bruv.
Fam, and I'm exhausted.
I'm just like, my soul hurts.
I'm tired.
So next we have more of the power play. He promises Kemi that if she passes her exams, he will give her admission. And so she's kind of like, oh, right, like, you can give me admission.
Yeah.
And then he's
but
like...
then in reality, you fucking can't.
He says, I'm an associate professor. What does that even mean?
What the fuck?
I didn't hear admissions in that sentence.
Exactly, so you can't do shit. So they're having this conversation about the admissions, whatever. So then we hear that he invites her to his church and back to the office. There's a lot of back and forth in locations. Location. But I guess the church thing is, again, the power play of showing like he's a pastor.
It's like, remember, I'm a good guy.
Yeah, literally. Like, I am the good guy. See me with my congregation.
Honestly.
So they get to his office and he makes her pray. And this prayer...
He makes her, like, repeat after him.
Yeah, a prayer. And this prayer is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's like... You know the whole Madonna Like a Prayer song? That, but like on crack, but so disgusting. Like, so he sat on a chair opposite her.
His legs are like open.
His legs are open in like this mating call. He keeps opening and closing his legs.
Yeah, he's like jiggling them.
Literally, and then she was like, he was jiggling his genitals.
Jiggling them genitals.
He was bouncing up in the chair.
It's like he was excited.
Literally,
like,
he had a smirk on his face.
Because he closes his eyes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my eyes is not closing.
Literally, she's like, I am... wide open, and then literally he's jiggling his genitals, legs open, okay, and then he has this smirk on his face. Like I've never seen such a dirty smirk.
Like he's closing his eyes. What are you imagining right now?
Literally,
because it's not prayer that you're imagining right now.
Fam. And then he has this seductive, like, it's not seductive.
It's that trying to be seductive?
But yeah, you know that voice guys put on at night when you're trying to like do pillow talk.
I don't know.
Okay. It's that voice, yeah, and he's like, okay. Say with me, in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
The Lord is my guide.
The Lord is my guide.
I love you, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus.
You are my master.
You are my master.
Welcome to the kingdom, my daughter.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you know the thing when he said you are my master, that bit it gave me chills, but not like full body chills, but not like I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, when he said that, she felt like she'd been initiated, and it fucking was.
Because it's like, just because, and the thing is that I get it. Like, a pastor tells you to pray, like you pray. Even like at church, yeah, when the pastor's like, I'll repeat after me, it's like, let me just hear what you're saying first, because I can't just be praying anyhow. I can't just be saying anything.
Fam.
It's just
jiggling genitals all over the place.
Jiggling genitals. Hashtag jiggling genitals. This bit annoyed me so much. He says to Kemi, a 17-year-old. And to be honest, it doesn't even matter how old she is. It's none of your business.
It's none of your business.
It's none of your business. None of your business. He says,
what is this start to mean now?
What do you mean by knowing names?
What is this start having sex?
He's basically asking her when did she start having sex. And it's like,
she keeps going around in circles, and then he's like, at what age did you start having sex?
Yeah.
And I don't know if she still pretends she doesn't know it. Then he says that you think that bit pissed you off. This pissed me off. He says to like, at what age did you have start having carnal knowledge? I hate the word carnal knowledge. Literally. I fucking hate it.
Because it's like you're trying to do like holier than thou with the whole pastor, carnal, but then it's like, you're also trying to do up sexy times.
Exactly, because he's literally his smirk this whole time. He was still jiggling his genitals.
You guys have to watch. You have to watch this documentary.
You have to watch it. You
honestly.
Have to see it. He was still jiggling his genitals. They weren't out, but he was jiggling them on the chair.
I hate that. Like, I just feel like it's whether she's 17, whether she's 70. Like, it's not your business. It's actually none of your business.
Yeah. Like literally, even at this age, if you're dating, why would it's like a guy asking, how far have you gone?
How many guys have you slept with?
What age did you lose your virginity? Like, are we fucking 5?
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
actually
the fuck?
like, sir.
Mind your
none
business.
of which is your business.
Focus
yeah,
on
literally.
your genitals.
And then he says stuff like, oh, don't worry, like, no one will know. I won't tell your mum. It's like, fam, stop trying to create some trust here.
Literally.
Like, it's just frustrating. Kemi actually asks him why he wants to know.
Rightfully so.
And he says, I want to know you're my baby now. You're my daughter. I'm sorry, my dad has never asked me when I started having carnal knowledge when
and also a man that isn't my father cannot come and be saying to me like, you're my baby in that context, you're my daughter. I'm not your daughter. It was so weird because the two in one sentence didn't make sense. Weird. Because you know, like guys like say, "Oh, baby," like
it's an oxymoron.
Literally, like it's an oxymoron because like
it's weird because you're basically trying to do up. Oh, I'm trying to be
your father, your boo, but I'm also trying to be your dad,
which is not okay.
This is not.
You didn't even give it a sentence for us to like get confused with what you're saying. Like literally the same breath. Okay, so one thing, and I think we Loki touched on it, is like the tone with which Kemi responds to Boniface. Yeah. Because you can tell that obviously she's not 17. She's grown and she's also experienced this before. Yeah. Which could be very like triggering. Yeah. You can tell she's outraged, and in the confessional she is pissed. But because of how fragile niggas can be, she has to be meek with her response and gentle, like, okay, sir,
because I was just saying, if it was me, I'd have been like...
But the thing is, if this happened here, you can move mad.
Yeah, but you can't. But
I do think that even us being like here, if we were to go to Nigeria and have that same encounter, we wouldn't move mad like we would move mad here.
Yeah, it's true.
Because there is that whole culture thing of like respect and la 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 and like it is like it supersedes everything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it's actually mad. So now we hear more about Kiki's story. Kiki's the narrator.
So sad.
Yeah, and she mentioned earlier on being sexually harassed. But now we hear that she actually wanted to become a doctor, and her dad died in 2002, which again is like basically the storyline that she kind of gave Kemi in terms of the widowed mother. She tells us she got into uni at 19, and she describes it as matriculating.
I don't understand that because they have a whole graduation gown.
Yeah, I have to Google it. It just means like being enrolled in school or uni.
But they have a graduation gown for that.
This is what I mean. Probably like graduating from like high school and England. Yeah. This is what I mean about like Nigerians speak English. Like they use them words that like you don't even know are in the dictionary. Literally. And you think like ha 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 you're chatting shit, but it's an actual word and it makes sense.
Literally, I've heard of it before, but I didn't know what it meant.
I haven't. I thought it was to do with like maternity.
I'm dead.
So. She says that
for 2 semesters he withheld my exam results and pretended I never sat the papers.
And it was like she didn't sit the
pretended that she didn't sit the papers.
Fam!
I revised and I sat the papers. And you take my result and then...
What are you talking about?
It's actually mad. And she said that when she confronted him...
The audacity. The fucking audacity.
He demanded to have sex with her several times. And because sis wasn't going to do it, her results suffered.
Literally.
Like, you work so hard to get into uni, you matriculate, and then one random don has derailed your whole thing.
And, like, basically, she didn't graduate. She dropped out of uni without a degree.
So mad.
And, like, she was like, her whole life was just ruined.
It's so mad.
And she was just basically saying that if her dad had been about, it would have been a different story. And it would have been.
So we leave Lagos for a bit. Now we're in Ghana.
Accra.
I love, guys. I went to Ghana last year, in December, and like I actually love that place. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
shout out to my wife. She's Ghanaian. I love my wife.
What, Abner?
Yeah. My wife.
Yeah, cool. That's fine. Okay. Listen, some of us like we know what we have. We don't have to put it out there. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, let's see what you have in
it. So we're told that the University of Ghana is like beautiful, prestigious. We actually see it.
It's like, lovely.
It's beautiful.
It's better than, I can't lie, Lagos. Step up, fam. It's done in campus.
Ghana is actually my happy place. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would have a house out there and just go there to escape the Rona. Yeah. That Rona.
They ain't letting your ass in.
Honestly, private jet things. So we learned that the harassment here is so bad that students have actually formed a group to teach self-defense.
This is where, what are we doing?
Self-defense against your lecturers. This is not against people on campus. This is not against robbers. This is against the people that are teaching you.
Fam.
Do you know how mad that is? So we hear about one big offender in Ghana.
Oh, can I just say, one of the guys that was doing the self-defense class.
There's only one guy.
Okay, yeah, him. He was buff. Did you not think? And he looked kind of tall. Not like Ghanaian.
What, for a Ghanaian?
Yeah. He didn't
actually, I do know like an actual tall Ghanaian guy in real life.
Okay, the one that we both know.
No, I know another one.
Oh, so that's 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So we see the Boniface equivalent in Ghana.
Yeah, we see Boniface equivalent, Butako. We meet Zara, not her real name. And Zara is basically the Kemi of Ghana. So she's posing as a final year student who's interested in doing her masters. You know that Africans love a masters.
Yeah.
So we see the second meeting that she has with Butako, and the first thing we see is him saying, you look mwah.
Mwah. Chef's kiss. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Zara says that, like, this guy's a bit different because on the phone, he was really blunt and professional.
Yeah. I do think the Ghanaians are better at their conduct than Nigerians. Not to say what both sides aren't doing is wrong, but I think there's a bit more shame in Ghana.
I think the Ghanaians is a bit more laid back about their fuckery. Zara's basically saying to the guy that, like, men are a distraction, so she's not really trying to be with anyone. And Butako says, let me be your side guy. Let me be your side guy.
Okay, this reminded me of Michael from Love Island, where he was like, oh, I'll be the side dish. He said that to, what's her face?
Priscilla.
No.
Leanne.
You see how many, there's so many we can't remember. The white one.
Jess.
When Jess was choosing between him and Luke.
I stopped watching it, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I never finished that season.
Okay, he said that to her. He was like, let me be your side man.
I don't know. I've never seen someone want to be a side man so bad.
Fam.
Sister's really been like, no. So I really said no. Like, and the thing is, like, I don't even need... She's already done, I don't want a distraction. She should just be able to say no.
No, literally. She doesn't have to make an excuse.
I don't have to explain it to you. You asked me a question, I gave you an answer. Okay,
exactly.
now keep it pushing. But yeah, he wants to be the side guy. Cool. Waste man. So we hear that...
he's married.
This is not... Is he?
Yes, he said that he's married.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll get into that
okay, sorry.
later. So we hear that the university lecturers are forbidden from having sexual relationships with students when they are in a position to influence their education career. This is literally the same thing. Same thing. Literally. Power, influence, consent cannot take place. Literally. So even the flirting that he's doing now is misconduct.
Wrong. Yeah,
so you haven't even taken it to a physical stage, but it's
already wrong.
It's already wrong. You're just compounding the wrong.
Literally, just you wrong.
So Butako keeps saying this phrase to Zara: contribute to your career, right?
Yeah. So he doesn't explicitly say like, give me that poontang for grades.
Yeah, exactly. However,
but he says you should align yourself with
people who can contribute to your career.
What do you mean, fam?
Basically implying that like you being with him in his good graces will benefit her career.
Literally.
But he, like you said, he never really says it.
Yeah.
So Zara says like he's made it seem like you have a choice.
But this is what I mean about
you really don't.
Yeah, this is what I mean about the difference though, because in the Nigeria one they do just explicitly say.
That's Nigerians though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how he is.
Mad manipulation, bro.
So he says, Butako also says he's a married man, but his wife is out of the country.
Oh yeah.
Fam, like, okay, so your wife's
out of the country. What does that mean? Are you not married anymore then?
Fam, like, I don't understand that excuse. So your wife's out of the country, does that make the marriage null and void? Like, you're still a married man. And his wife isn't out of any fucking country, mate. She's there. Let's keep it real.
She's there, man. He denies his behaviour, but like, we have you on camera, so... What is going on?
I don't understand any of the men that denied their behaviour. Like, we can fucking see.
And the thing is that, like, there's one thing to, like, lie and be like, oh, no, I didn't do it, knowing that you did it. But part of me thinks that, like, they actually don't believe that anything they've done is wrong.
Yeah.
Which is even a madder thing to
it's
think.
A scarier thought.
Yeah, it's crazy. We meet another uni of Ghana lecturer. This is the second one. Professor Ransford Jampo.
That is Ransford.
It's such a Ghanaian kind of name.
Really?
Like, of the Ghanaian names, the Ghanaian British names, like, I'm not surprised. Like, if someone said, is this Ghanaian or Nigerian? I said it's Ghanaian.
Ghanaian, oh yeah. Ransford, yeah.
Ransford. Okay. Jampo. So this time we meet Abigail, not her real name. She poses as a student at the uni from a poor background.
Another Nollywood story.
She goes to one of his classes and he agrees to become her mentor. And so he would review her essays, give her feedback, which is like calm, cool.
Yeah,
what a mentor would
give
do.
her good feedback as well, yeah.
We see one meeting with him, and all of a sudden, Jumper wants her to wear high heels to the office.
Fam, is this 50 Shades of Grey?
I'm sorry,
Fam.
Like, it gets even weirder.
Yeah.
Because one Sunday afternoon, the Lord's Day, you're minding your business, no uni, no nothing. Abigail gets a phone call. He accuses her of being formal around work and then only wanting to talk about uni work.
Formal. You want to talk about work, nothing else.
This is
like,
what the
you're
fuck?
my mentor for uni.
What else am I meant to talk about? Like,
we're not mates. We're actually not mates. Like, you know when people say, oh yeah, they've crossed the line. Like, there is no line. Like, the line is so far behind us, we cannot see it anymore.
You can't see it. Literally,
it's a dot in the background. Honestly. So he then tries to invite himself to her house. And it's like the entitlement really pisses me off. Like, why am I scrambling to try and figure out an excuse for you to not come to my house? It's my house and I don't want you there.
Yeah, I can say no.
And also, how do you know where you live? But cool. He probably just took it from the computer, innit? So whatever. So sis is like, firstly, I'm a student, and secondly, I don't want a relationship, right? So Jampo says,
"Oh, prepare your mind because I'll be coming very soon."
But this is not the only time he goes from 0 to 100. There's another time where
all he knows is
his conversation is weird.
And do you know what it is? I feel like he again, men don't like women. Like, he's in his mind and he's having a conversation with himself. He's having his own thoughts and he just says them out loud.
And also, I feel like with
time.
them in this conversation, everything is a build up to like getting the poontang, the poussoir. So it's like they're doing all this small talk, and so when you're pissed off too much, it's like, okay, cool, I want to fuck you. So like, it's because I told you good morning. I want to fuck her. That's what we're going. That's literally like their mind. It's literally what's going on in their head.
So Abigail manages to convince him that they should meet in public instead of him coming to her house, which is annoying because this had no plans of going anywhere. You've come to derail my whole day. Literally. Now I have to leave the house. Just so you don't come to my house. Day.
Like, my hair was already loosened, and now.
So Jumper insists on buying her shoes as soon as he arrives. I'm like, is this a foot fetish? Or
I think he has a foot fetish, but
yeah,
like,
maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. I'm not like, do you know what I mean?
Don't buy me shoes.
I'm not buy me
lubes. I am not opposed.
If a foot fetish is your thing, that's fine.
I've literally said if this
somebody.
Corona goes on until like summer, I'm starting an OnlyFans. It'll be my feet, but I'll start it. Okay. Why did you look at my feet like that? I'll get a manicure, obviously.
Where? How are you leaving the house?
Sorry, pedicure.
How are you gonna leave the house?
I'll do it my fucking self. Okay. I must start an OnlyFans and make money, okay? I can't just sit at home.
So his sister's saying that he doesn't need to buy her shoes because he really doesn't, and she's fine. Do you know what I mean?
She
like, doesn't even want to wear the heels.
No thanks. Literally, she's like tired of wearing the heels. Do you remember the name? She's like, she didn't come to his office with heels, and he was like, "Where are your heels?"
Exactly.
Like, fam, sister's feet are tired.
And you're looking at my shoes. You're right. So again, this is going from 0 to 100. Yeah. She basically says he doesn't need to buy her shoes, like, and then like out of the blue,
literally nowhere,
unprovoked,
like no context. What conversation was he having in his own head that he didn't tell anyone?
He said, "Have you ever been kissed violently before? Have you ever been kissed violently before?"
Guys, can anyone just let us know what a violent kiss is?
The thing is, this is so funny, this scene, because like obviously they're in the mall, so there's a bare background noise, so she doesn't really hear him. All she does is she doesn't really believe what she's hearing.
Because
so
who would?
Bare time she asks me, she's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Have you ever been kissed?"
Like, he repeats it. He doesn't flinch. Like, he's unawake. Like, he's unawake. Like,
it's like him being like, "Oh, what shoe size are you? What shoe size are you?"
Literally, what shoe size are you? He's like, "Have you kissed violent? Have you kissed violent?" Like, how do you string this sentence?
How did we get here?
Bam!
Oh, it's actually mad. Like, you know when like you're moving mad, yeah, and the person doesn't hear you. It gives you time for you to be evaluated.
No. You could have been like, "Oh, like, have you tried
exactly.
from, or have you tried this?" But no,
he says it with his chest,
with his whole
every
chest.
time.
What is kind of, guys? If anyone knows, if this is a Ghanaian thing, maybe we don't know about. Like, fine, just let us know. Like, what does being kissed violently mean? I need to know. Like,
so sis is like, do you know what? Yeah, like at this point, it's just safer to get the shoes in it. So
fam, because this man's about violent kisses now. Like, okay, I'd rather take the heels. Like, let's
she's
just
like, okay, size 5, please.
Let's go, please, sir, please.
Oh my god! So he buys her the shoes. And so they're walking out of the store now, and we hear him say, "Stop pushing yourself away, because if you're going to be my wife, stop pushing me aside."
And this again, it's the whole thing of it, because she even says it. She's like, we were just talking about shoes, and next thing he's talking about proposing and wife, and it's like, it's the same thing. I don't know if he's having conversations in his head that he's not telling
with
us.
Multiple people.
Because how did you go from just buying her shoes to saying this is his wife? And then violent kisses.
And then you're like, don't, as in, like, it's like as if we've discussed something and like we've had a fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, you said, like, don't push yourself with me.
She's not, she's walking on one side. You're walking on one side.
I should be on top of you, or?
Do you want her to, like, fuck you on the road or what? Like, nah.
There's just so many questions and just not enough answers.
Okay, it gets a bit wilder here as well.
So many questions.
Is wilder a word? More wild?
Wilder out. Guys, just to say, I'm inserting these like clips, but because of the mic, it's like a hidden mic and stuff. You can't really hear it because there's like subtitles at this point. So if you can't hear it, I'm sorry, but we probably said what it is anyway. So yeah. But yeah, so the assumption is that she's gonna be his wife, and it's like, this man is mad. Abigail's like, I've literally seen him 4 times, and all of a sudden we're talking marriage. Like, what is going on? Anyway, everyone's confused. Yeah, we're all confused.
Yeah, agreed.
So Jampo, he's still about. He's still.
They go to like a restaurant.
Yeah, they're in a restaurant. He's just chatting shit, saying that.
He has this milkshake, and he's sucking the straw and he's licking it and he's flicking it.
He's really
and it's like
gross to me.
Fam, like honestly, that if there's anything that would dry up your coochie faster, so if you are looking for an antidote to some female Viagra pills you've taken, just watch this clip because everything will dry up.
Yeah.
Literally, it is
never
so
to be wet again.
Literally never to. I don't even think I'd ever be wet again. Literally,
Yeah.
it is so gross.
He's just, and the thing is that like, obviously it's wrong with the whole power dynamic lecture and stuff, but you're not even a saucy don that I can be like, oh, this is wrong, but I would.
It's not
Do you
like
know what I mean?
it's not like say Idris Elba was my lecturer.
Yeah.
I come onto his office like, hey daddy, but like this. You didn't see what I did, but I would. But I really
look back at it.
I look back at it. But, like, you're not even, like, you alone as an individual, you repulse me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're adding all this other shit and violent kisses. Licking the straw.
Violent kisses and sweet tonguing. Lord
Bam!
God.
It's too much. Do you know what I was thinking? I wonder if they have, like, a group chat of all these wayward professors and they just talk to each other.
Yeah,
and
what's the room that they go to? The stuff? The
cool
sweet
room.
The cold room.
Oh, my God.
Jampo's saying she should grow fat for him. And she should tell her mum that someone wants to marry her after uni.
A thick woman, you know.
Anyway, he continues chatting shit and then again, 0 to 100. He says,
I grab you and kiss you and here. By the time I release you, see all the shyness gone.
I'll grab you and kiss you here, and by the time I release you, all the shyness will be gone.
Again, combos with him and the 6 people in his head that
From
know.
nowhere.
Literally, can you imagine having a conversation with this guy? You talk about bread next thing, he's like, okay, if I kiss you, bruh.
And the thing is, the choice of words was like...
Everything is so violent and
he
aggressive.
said, if I grab you here, and I release you, so I'm being held hostage.
Fam. They're all sat at this table, the two of them. And then suddenly he's like, oh, what school did you go to? So she tells him, and they obviously bleep out the name of the school.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I heard girls from that school like penis too much.
And it's like, she could have said any school, and he was saying the same thing.
And she was like, no, they don't. And then he was like, okay, like, again, like, I don't understand this. He's like, well, you know, don't be doing the secondary school
don't
thing.
be touching your breast
and touching bum, and they always like touching breast. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what is happening?
And the thing again is, this just shows like the predatory behaviour, because you're talking about secondary school girls. Some of these girls are like 12, 13, whatever, and you're saying they like penis. It's like,
so you're basically sexualizing them from that
young age. And I guess it's in his head, it justifies the bullshit he's doing now, because she comes from a school where they love cock anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Like, it'd be okay for you to
I'll just add another one. So if I scream.
We get this statement from Jampo, basically denying everything. I mean, deny. That's what they're doing it. Denying everything, claiming that many students have made false claims against them in the past.
And only you are the only lecturer in the whole school for them to make false claims.
And he says that these were discredited. These claims were discredited when he confronted them. Of course they were. Of course they were.
Gun. Like,
that's why he said, "I will fail you if you don't take back your gun."
Fam.
I'm like, sorry, was this supposed to clear your name?
You're guilty as fuck.
Guilty. We get the long statement from University of Ghana.
I'm sorry, but if it was just for the violent kisses alone, lock this man up.
Lock him
Anybody that says to someone how you do violent kiss something, lock him up, okay? Fuck me.
Ghana basically says, the uni basically says, like, they're taking allegations seriously and that Butako and Jampo will be investigated. Do we hear anything else? We do not.
No.
We're back in Lagos.
No, but they do say that, like, there's been a...
Investigation.
No, a committee set up.
A committee set up is just so that it looks like something is being done.
Yeah, but like whenever the committee says to them that they need to name and shame these professors, they don't. Exactly. So again,
it's to make it look as if something is being done.
It's all literally just a shit circle and a layered cake of people covering up these men's.
Yeah, men's is. So we hear about the staff club. Oh, come through staff club. It's apparently a place where lecturers take the students they're interested in.
No, right? It's not all of it. So it's just the top level.
Yeah, but they call it the staff club, innit?
Oh yeah, the staff club is the staff club, but then the top suite.
The cold room.
What's it called? What's the top suite called? No, like what do you call it in like hotels? Like the top penthouse suite, cold room. Lord. That's where they take them.
So Kemi is back and she's meeting up with Boniface. So she asks him about the staff club.
There's an upper part of the staff club where lecturers, when they take girls, they take them up there to go and smooch them.
Romance them.
He says that they take them there to touch their breast and their body. And they call it the cold room.
And they said they never have sex, but they just touch breast and body. And this is what I mean.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so weird. Like
to what end?
Literally, this obsession with touching breast and body is like, it's so weird. I'm not saying that, I'm not advocating rape or anyone should sleep with them, but you just have to look at these men like, you're fucking weird.
And it's like, you're ruining someone's life because you wanted to touch their breasts.
Like, it's such a weird... Like,
there
it
are
doesn't make
women
sense to
out
me.
there who are not your students that will let you touch their breasts.
Literally. Like,
and you haven't ruined anyone's
But then
career.
I think this is where the power comes into, because it's very easy to go on the street and, like, obviously obtain, like, a lady who, like, a working girl, sex work or whatever. But that power that comes into, like, any 17... You know when you're saying, oh, sweet tongue, any 17-year-old girl, like that power that, oh yes, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Kemi asked if the relationships between lecturers, she asked Boniface if the relationships between lecturers and students is allowed. And obviously she knows that it's not. And if there is a relationship, then it has to be declared. Boniface says it's not disallowed. This is how niggas just be failing exams. Like, just honestly, they just be nigging all the time. Boniface tells Kemi about like the benefits that come in the form of grades. And he basically rationalizes it by saying like the girl was actually paying for the grades with her body. And like, the way he's saying it, like he's not even looking at her, like he's like scrolling through his phone, like
it's very casual.
Yeah, very casual, as if it's nothing.
And basically, he's trying to say it's good, and she was like, she does not understand how a man of God is coming and trying to say that sex for grades is a positive, like it's a good thing. Like she doesn't understand. Yeah. It's a different thing. If you're saying it's bad, like, but it's happening, cool. But he's actually trying to justify it,
which is mad.
Like, fuck me.
Okay, so plot twist, right?
So
remember how we told you that like Kiki, like they have the panic button and she's sort of like nearby, always trying to like make sure everything's okay. So she happens to be keeping watch outside of Boniface's office to make sure that Kemi's calm.
And it's just, this is so funny.
It's
because
so,
it just
literally it proves the whole point of the
whole
documentary.
thing. Like, you can't even say she's like sought him out in this case. Like, this man's on the prowl, cock in hand.
Honestly, just ready to touch breast.
Fam.
So while she's waiting for Kemi, we hear that the economics lecturer, Dr. Oladipo, calls her over, thinking she's a student. He pulls her to his office by her hand and pressured her to give him her number.
For what?
And so Kiki, being our woman of the century, literally uses this as an opportunity to expose another predator. She tells him she wants to switch to his course, which is actually normal. Like a student might come to a lecture and say, oh hi, like I want to do your course. And so we see the secret filming of her in his office, and he's like, oh, and me, I want to love you. All right, PYT. Honestly, like he keeps asking her to the staff club. We keep hearing about it, and like Kiki's kind of like, all right, cool, you know, we keep hearing about the staff club. Like, let's go. And I'm really happy because like now we actually get to see this cold room. Like, oh, yeah, I'm really happy. What is it all about? Like, let's see what it's like.
It was such an anticlimax.
Oladipo is literally sprinting.
Can I just say, it literally looks like a Nolly. You know what Nollywood clubs look like in the movies? Yeah. That's what it looks like.
And it's worse.
You know those Nolly babes, like club scenes with the disco light.
One bottle.
Fam, every bad thing you think it is, literally Vico.
Yeah.
Everybody like to party. It's exactly that.
Everybody after party.
Fam, it's exactly that.
Yeah, it was literally that. Eventually Kiki leaves, and then like he Oladipo reaches around her and grabs her breast.
And before they leave, like she had said to him, like she had asked him, what are the rules against like a lecturer and a student like dating? And then he was like, we are both human beings, right? We are adults, or are we children? I hate that fucking shit.
Answer my question, bro.
Fam.
You're trying to gaslight me. We're back to Kemi.
And she's invited to meet Boniface for the final time. The final boss you must defeat.
The final boss.
Do you think he's the final boss? Yeah, he is.
Well, he's the worst one.
You think he's worse?
And he needs to put shoes on as well.
No, I think the other guy's worse.
Who?
Gampo.
Oh, Jumper.
No, this one's worse actually, considering
what
he does
here. This one is worse. This one's
but worse. Followed by Jumper.
I think this is worse because we've seen this bit. I'm sure Jumper has done a similar thing.
Yeah.
So it's
and
a
he
Saturday.
does my shoes as well.
It's a Saturday that Boniface invites.
And he makes a note of the fact that nobody is around. So it's like, really be free and let me touch your breast is basically what he's saying.
Or like no one will hear you scream. So don't resist. Which is what I think it was. He's just not wearing shoes, and I don't understand why. The toes are just out. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
He offers her non-alcoholic wine. What's the point of non-alcoholic wine?
Fam.
Sorry, just drink juice. He tells her to be obedient and not to be stubborn.
Fam, this bit gave me full body chills.
It's like you're just like saying, it's like when a guy like trying to be like, look, don't move mad, but I did this, and you're telling me something that's going to cause me to move mad because it warrants me moving mad, but you've prefaced it with don't move mad, as if now me moving mad is bad. Like, don't be disobedient, don't be stubborn. And he's just pervy personified, like, honestly. Literally. All of a sudden he asks what he believes. So basically, in his mind, he's 17, and he asks her, do you want me to kiss you?
You're sitting on one end of the couch, she's sat on one end of the couch, your stomach is...
She doesn't want you to kiss her, and you know that.
And you know it.
And you know it. So this is like acting kind of confused. She's like, no, that's not what I'm asking. Then he says, if you want me to kiss you, switch off this light, lock the door, and I'll kiss you for a minute. This is literally
so
7
like
minutes in heaven.
Literally, like, it's so childish.
7 minutes in heaven.
You need to turn off all the lights just for one kiss.
For a minute. Come on.
Fam.
And he will sweet tongue her. So sis is scared, like, and the thing is, she's trying to stay calm because, like, before he was trying to do all smiley and jokey, but he's not really smiling. Like, now he's like predator mode.
Yeah, because he's not getting because I'm sure he's never had to work this hard.
He's not getting the response.
For a kiss.
Yeah, he's not getting the response that he wanted. So she doesn't give him consent. This bit, okay, sorry. Let me just, okay.
Yeah, this bit, this is where like my blood.
I was crying with laughter. This next bit, basically, she doesn't give him consent, and so he goes to the bathroom, and it's so sad. To do? I don't know, maybe speak to his gods, but at this time, like, you can hear Kemi's mic, like, she's breathing really heavily. She's like, stay calm.
Because she was saying that in her head, she was like, if she ends everything, she's not going to get what she needs. She needed to nail this guy.
Exactly. And so she stays there, and like, she's terrified, and so she's torn between like pressing the panic button or like basically being like, let me just get through this so that it can help women in the future. So Uncle comes out of the bathroom, he goes straight to the light and he turns it off and he goes,
cold room experience.
He says, time for cold room experience. I was actually crying, like, I don't know what pep talk he needed in the bathroom, but he literally, like,
he came out and he was like, okay,
he comes out of the bathroom and goes straight to the light and turns it off and says, time for
fam.
I'm gonna cry, like, what is happening? Like,
what the fuck is going on?
Literally, I don't know what chant or mantra he did there, I don't know, maybe he did a line of coke. I don't know what happened in there.
He had so much confidence. He just went straight to like, he looked kind of like, locked the door. Time for cold room experience. Time. You didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give it to you.
He locks the door, like, I'm
That's
sorry.
Scary,
like,
though.
You have to bring your arms out at this point. Like, you actually have, I feel like if it were me, I would have panicked and just,
no, this one I'm saying,
jump
like,
out the window
even
or
in
something.
a normal like sexual situation with someone who you
that
want
to,
damn, you lock
the
fuck?
You lock the door, you turn off the lights. I'm sorry. As in, basically now you're dulling my senses and you are removing any.
And you're forcing me because she said she doesn't want you to kiss her. She has not given consent, but
you said to her, turn off the light and I'll kiss you. She kept it on.
Literally, she said, nope, not today, Satan.
Even at work, when we talk about like conflict resolution and stuff, they're like, never stand between the person that you're having conflict with and the door because you don't want someone to feel like they're trapped. You have locked the door, so I'm actually trapped.
And you've said time, and you've told her what that cold room is about: touching, breast, and kissing, smooching.
I would actually.
And now you're saying time for out of nowhere. That's literally how he ran up. And he walked so casually. He could literally.
He came out of the bathroom, did like a little, jolly strolls.
I thought he was gonna get more wine. He's like, time for cold room experience.
I actually cried because what
the fuck? This is what I mean. These niggas be having conversations with themselves in their head. So to them in their heads it makes sense.
Yeah, like,
but you as a normal human being that you're on the outside of their head, you're like, what are you talking about?
The passage of time, it makes no sense.
How did we get here?
So yeah, now this scene is like really, really difficult to watch. Like, it made me feel really, really uneasy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try and like describe it to you so you can like actually imagine what's going on. So we have the hidden camera, which is probably in Kemi's top or something, and then we have another one which I'm assuming is in her bag, and the bag is like opposite them, so you can kind of see both of them with that camera.
Yeah, but her face is blurred out.
Yeah, her face is blurred out. So Boniface sits on the sofa, but his feet are like on the sofa, kind of like when he like kind of curls up on the sofa. Of course he's barefoot, but like Kemi, like, it's almost as if she has a visceral reaction because as soon as he touches the sofa, she moves away. Yeah. So she moves away from him, to the other side of the sofa, like instantly. And then she faces him and like has her leg crossed to kind of like create distance. Like, you know, you don't want someone in your space. Like, you know how you move when you're with a guy and you want him to be all up. Do you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't moving like that. Yeah. So Boniface is insisting that she comes close to him, and she's like, oh, like, I'm close enough, like, you know, she's not on it, clearly. And he scoots closer to her and starts touching her leg, touching her hand, and Kemi's still, like, backing away, like, trying to get away. We're running out of sofa here. Do you know what I mean? And then Boniface is like, no, sit down.
Literally, he's getting very aggressive.
He's getting aggressive, exactly. And he pulls her closer, yeah. And he's like saying, oh, and Sis is like, I'm okay, like, I get it, I understand the cold room experience, like, I get it. And
I've seen it.
Yeah, he keeps insisting, and I was just so mad, because it's like, you're just in a situation where you can't even move the way, exactly, you're powerless, you can't even move the way that you should be able to move, and you're so uncomfortable. He's locked the room, it's dark, it's just you two. He's explicitly said at the beginning, it's only us two here.
And he said it's time for cold room experience.
It's like...
Yeah.
And then this bit makes me livid when he's like, oh, you're scared, right? As if, like...
So you identify the fact that this person is afraid.
And it's because of you that she's afraid.
And that isn't enough. And it's literally like, even once again, in a normal sexual experience, if your partner's demonstrating like fear or is uneasy, you reassure them and you stop of thing. You don't fucking like get all
leer in their face, oh, you're scared,
isn't it? So you know what you're doing is wrong.
I'm so mad. And like, he hugs her against her will and starts singing, oh, my baby, and I was like, what is this? It's like, you're scared, you're confused, you're like,
literally,
like... So Kemi said she needs a toilet and she locked herself in.
I think personally that he kissed her, but they just didn't want to show that.
Really? Why? Because
we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she locks herself in the toilet, and like she's like, she must be saying shit. I think she's like shit.
Yeah, because they beep it out.
Bare times they're gonna beep it out, and then she pretends to be on the phone, like mad loud. So like basically saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet you.
Yeah, I think she pressed the panic button at that stage. They don't say, but I think she does. Yeah, because how do they know? Yeah.
No, but she could just be pretending to know. It's like me being in a film.
How did they know outside to wait for her? Okay, I don't know.
No, but it doesn't matter. It's not about someone waiting for her. It's about him thinking someone's waiting for her. So then, this is like gaslighting 101. Because Kemi comes out of the bathroom and this harasser, this fucking abuser, is laughing at her and taunting her that, oh, you're shaking, you're so stiff, see you're a baby. Like, how very dare you sexually harass someone, make them feel so uncomfortable, and then you're gaslighting them, you're mocking them, you're taunting them about being afraid when that's exactly what you wanted to do. Trying to be like, oh, you're frigid. When it's like, no, I just
don't want to be with you. Like, you're sexually harassing me. So literally, basically, doesn't he like turn on the light and say like, so that was what the cold room was all about?
Yeah.
Which is why I think he kissed her, but they just didn't want to say it. Because if not, all he did was.
I think they would have said it though.
Really?
They're really open in this documentary, like.
Because what was the cold room experience? You rubbing up on her saying baby.
Yeah, but that's what they said. Even in the cold room experience, it was always just about touching breast and trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is literally like.
And then, like, he also says to her, like, he warned her, basically, at the end that she has to keep coming to see him.
And that's why I think it's, like, a cycle of grooming. Yeah. Because, like, now you're the victim and you're afraid, but then now you're also afraid that your grades will suffer. So it's not just, oh, yeah, one time. It's like what you were saying before. Like, even if you do, quote-unquote, consent to it, it doesn't just mean that that's
it's
it
one
for
time.
You.
Literally, it's over and over because it's Pandora's box.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So there's a statement from Unilag.
From Boniface, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He doesn't really. Oh no, we don't get a statement from Boniface.
No, it's Unilag that says
they dissociate themselves. Basically, I'll say it how I worded it because it was long as hell. Unilag dissociates itself from the trash that it hired, and says they're highly embarrassed by the allegations.
Yeah,
they have a zero tolerance policy, but blah 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 blah.
They're embarrassed by the behaviours they have allowed perpetrate.
Exactly.
Their institution.
Yep.
For years on end.
I mean, they should be more than embarrassed because it's not just about reputation. It's actually about lives that are changed. Literally. But cool. And so, like, now we're getting to the end. We're kind of at the end. We see Kiki telling us how she chooses not to be a victim and she'll continue to stand up for women and expose those that abuse them.
And they are always watching.
They are always watching. This documentary, like I said at the beginning, like, it was really well done, really well made.
Yeah.
It was an easy watch, but it was difficult to watch because of the subject matter.
And it's just like, it was so simple to put safeguards in place, but they just don't do it.
And I think it's so deep-rooted that it's going to take generations to undo.
But we're getting there. We now have a generation where they're not standing for this and women are speaking out.
Exactly, and we're getting great content like this.
Ooh.
But yeah, what are we doing next, sis?
What we doing next? Beyond the Curve?
Yeah, behind the curve. Beyond the curve.
The Curve.
The curve, baby.
Ooh.
What is it called? Let me actually find out.
Yeah, let me find out.
Behind the curve.
Behind the Curve.
We're doing Behind the Curve. It's about flat earthers. Shout out flat earthers.
I'm gonna have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, shout out flat earthers, boy.
What do they call them? Tinfoil
hats. Yeah, it's like when you put on your tinfoil hat, conspiracy theorists and all that.
But yeah, a lot of them have come out of the woodworks with this whole thing now.
It's like the anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, they think.
The man are all the same.
Yeah, they think that COVID-19 is like made up by the government for population control, or some people. Did you not see that Afrobeat guy tweeted that he doesn't think it's real, that coronavirus isn't real?
Is that why I'm still at work? Please, someone tell me.
Bam.
But yeah, I've been BD,
and I am 4N.
You can catch us on Twitter and Instagram at 2girls1doc and Facebook as well.
Yeah,
sorry.
Facebook.
I keep forgetting about Facebook because I'm not 45.
Yes, it's good. Start a convo there, guys. Debate and shit. It's fun to see.
To
so
chat.
do that.
Where can we find you, sis?
You can find me on Twitter at 4ends with 1 underscore and Instagram 4ends with 2 underscores.
And I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Miss BD.
Yes.
This is I almost forgot about the ratings and things.
Yeah, rate us.
Someone actually gave us one rating and a 1-star rating, and I do think it was Pastor Toby.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think it must have been.
Yeah, it was.
Which fair, like
fair,
get it.
Yeah,
I
get
get it.
I would have, if there was a minus and I was him, I'd have given it.
Yeah,
to us,
fair.
So.
For the rest of you though, those that aren't financially abusing people,
Yeah,
if you could give us 5 stars, that would be the world.
Get one from Pastor Ladipo, from Jimpo.
No, they're too busy sexually harassing. They ain't got time, bro.
Fair enough.
They ain't got time.
Cool.
So if you could give us a 5-star rating and leave a review if you would, we'd really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for still being here.
Yeah, like we said, we love when you guys send us like really cute messages about our
we really
dog.
do.
We really appreciate them. But if you could just leave these as comments as well, that would be super duper great. Thanks.
Here's the trailer for Behind the Curve.
Bye. Stay safe, guys.
Oh, yeah,
stay at home, please.
Unless you're me, then go to work.
Excuse me. Anyone ever told you the Earth is flat?
The number who think the world is flat is growing. Thousands, if not millions of people.
I can't believe I'm talking about this.
There are millions of flat earthers.
If you look on Google Trends, it's like spike.
There's flat earth dating sites. We've got songs.
Flat earth model on my bezel.
The sky is the limit. Probably literally.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Why is it expanding the way it is?
Right. If you get online, you'll see so-called evidence that seems scientific, and you go, maybe they're onto something there.
They find this audience that takes them as gospel.
I just want to feel comfortable in things that I believe.
We're trying to get to the point where it's accepted.
All of us want to connect to people around things that make us unique.
Now we're doing an international conference.
Still can't believe all this is really happening.
At a conference, we want to prove there's no curvature. And if we can do that, it's game over.
We're going to be doing an experiment, shooting a laser 3.88 miles.
Everybody has access, absolutely everybody.
We've always been called names.
These people live amongst us.
I've lost friends. I was told I was an idiot.
People give you strange looks, that's fine. Let them think what you want. They're just asleep, going through life. They're just background noise.
I want to believe this. It doesn't mesh with reality, so don't change my view. Change reality.
Mom's always doing the whole glass half full, and I'll say the glass is probably controlled by some sort of sinister group.